Welcome back to my channel, besties, or welcome if you're new. My name is Rosie, also known as Rosie's Book Vlogs, and I'm so excited today because we are going through popular Booktok books that I've read, and if I think you should read them with a yes, no, or maybe. And I'm super hyped about this because we've got some good books on here. I won't lie, I'm so excited. My birthday is this upcoming Sunday and I'm so hyped about it, but this video, I feel like it could be fun. These are all my opinions, but I have a list of about 19 books / series here. We have a cotton candy Alani. I'm always drinking these things. It's honestly, the sherbet swirl was my favorite. But the cotton candy has become my favorite. Now that I've had the cotton candy, the sherbet tastes like a plain version of this. I hope that makes sense. Anywho, so I'm gonna go through this list. I have about 19 books / series on here, and I figured we could go through them. These are all popular books that I was influenced. I was most definitely influenced by Booktok to read these books. We're just gonna hop right into it. Like I said, these are all my opinions. These are not facts or anything, and I'll tell you like why I didn't like them or why I loved them and stuff like that. I figured it'd be fun, and we can chit-chat along the way. So, first on my list here, we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy by Stephanie Garber. I actually have my set right here. I bought a whole new set because my other set is in New York, and I love the series. Overall, it is a god tier series for me, and I absolutely think everybody should read them, and if you haven't yet, go do it. In the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, you follow Evangeline on this whole, like, quest thing with Jax, and he's a cursed fate, and it's so magical and whimsical, and it's such a good story, and you just have such fun reading it. Jax is, like, up there with my top 5 book boyfriends. I haven't organized my book boyfriends, but I should probably start, because he is definitely a top 5 for me. This next one might be a little controversial. We have Lightlark by Alex Astor. I'm sorry, this is a hard no for me. This is a pass. If I'm being honest, I did not care for Grimm, Oro, Isla, none of it, if I'm being honest. It was so boring. Nothing happened. It's like in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, the joke is that nobody likes... Pause. I completely forgot his name. Apollo is his name. So, like, the whole joke is nobody likes Apollo, and in one of the books you start getting his point of views, and the whole joke is nobody enjoys that book because there's too much Apollo in it, and that's how I felt about Oro. Lightlark was a no for me, personally. I could not get into it to save my life. Like, I made it to book 3, and by book 3, I had no idea what was happening in the story because I was just clocking out, not even paying attention, and I was listening to the audiobook, and normally audiobooks have me in a chokehold. No. Moving on. The third one on our list is the Windy City series by Liz Tom-Forty. This is a yes, but I can only speak for the first 3 books. I've only read Mile High, The Right Move, and Caught Up. All 3 I absolutely love. Book 1 was 5 stars, book 2 and 3 full 6-star reads. It's going to be a god tier series for me, and I just feel it, and I know that it just gets better and better with each book. I'm super hyped to finish that book. The Windy City series, yes, it's definitely worth all of the hype that it gets. It's so good. I have sobbed with every book I've read. I love it. Now we have the Dark Forces universe. So this includes 2 standalone books and a duet, and this is by Cam Moranova. And they each follow a different group of people and a different couple. I absolutely ate this up. Yes. The 2 standalone books were both 3 stars. Book 1 and the duet was 5, and book 2 was 4 stars. Overall, love the universe. I love what she's creating, and she's supposedly only releasing 1 book in that universe a year, so I'm super excited to see where she goes with it next year. And we don't know how many books in total are going to be in this universe either. I'm super excited about that, and she's laying the groundwork for a beautiful, like, story overall in the universe. That's all I gotta say about that. I absolutely love it. Yes. Next up on the list, we have the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. I actually have 2 of the collector editions behind me. My other 2 are up in New York. I've read all the books except for Crossed and Hexed, and from what I've read, yes, I absolutely love that series also. Emily McIntyre was the one that really got me back into reading. I love her writing so much. Absolutely, yes, she is definitely worth the hype, and she has a new series that is currently being released. That is the Defying the Stars series. Book 1 released last September. Book 2 just released back on July 14th. The next book will release next year, I believe. I love Emily's writing. She's always going to be a yes for me. I'm trying to be quick about this because my phone's on like 15%. Number 6 on my list, we have First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. This was a 6-star read for me. Yes, they are so freaking cute. So it's a single mom and a radio show host, and the mom is like, well, I have my little family that I created. I have my daughter. What else could I need? He's a talk show host, and he doesn't believe in love anymore because his whole thing is trying to help people find love. And he's like, you just hear so many stories that you just kind of give up. Their story is just so freaking adorable, if I'm being honest. So I also do believe First Time Caller deserves all the hype that it has gotten. It really does. It was such a cute little fun read. Yes. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I remember when this book came out and so many people were freaking out about the candy cane scene. This was the first ever Megan Quinn book that I ever read, and I was obsessed with it. I rated it 5 stars. Yes, I love the fact that the audiobook was a full cast narration. Like, that was so much fun. It was freaking hilarious. I'm sorry, I'm basic, but yes. The only thing is, I've tried to read her books again since I've read How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. It just feels like a copy and paste. Like, all of her stories kind of just feel like copy and paste. I'll try her again. She's got a lot of books. I want to love Megan Quinn. I just can't do copy and paste, repeat. But How My Neighbor Stole Christmas? Absolutely. Loved it. We have The Spell Shop next by Sarah Beth Durst. Guys, this book is basically a YA fantasy almost. It is the cutest thing ever. And the plot twist will have your jaw on the floor. It's such a cute, fun, little cozy read. I see why it was so popular. Read it in the fall time. Absolutely, yes. If you want cozy vibes, The Spell Shop, absolutely for you. Yes, I loved it. I also think that is worth the hype. Now, this next one is a little different because I know this book is not meant for everybody, and that is Saving Noah. And I can't, hold on, what's the author's name? Lucinda Berry. So we have Saving Noah by Lucinda Berry. This book was so disturbing. The ending made me feel sick, and Lucinda Berry is so good about really getting into people's brains and helping you understand, like, I don't know, just overall, this book is a maybe. Like, you need to check your trigger warnings. If you haven't read Lucinda Berry before, you may not know what you're going into, and I wish I had a little more information going into this book, so definitely do your research on it. I ended up rating it 4 stars because it was so disturbing in the sense of there are people out there like that. So that's all I'm gonna say. Maybe. Definitely check your trigger warnings, check your reviews, and stuff like that because it covers very disturbing topics. This one also might be a little controversial. Number 10 on my list, we have My Dark Romeo by L.J. Shen. This was the first book that Booktok had ever convinced me to read. I was like 2 to 4 months pregnant with my daughter when I picked this book up, and I was enjoying it. I was so excited about this book. One night when I was at work scrolling on TikTok on my break, somebody had posted the biggest spoiler ever. This was when TikTok first introduced the carousel photos. People were posting like little quotes and stuff from books. The biggest spoiler ever. And it like ruined the book for me. I think I ended up rating it 3 stars because I was so mad because I knew what was going to happen. Personally, for me, it's a no, but I feel like everybody loves it, so make your own conclusions on that. Like I said, I think it's just because the book got spoiled for me. We have another controversial one. Number 11, we have The Ritual. So I did not read past The Ritual. Absolutely not. Was not for me. Nothing about it. I did not enjoy a single second about it. I finished it and I rated it 3 stars to be nice because everybody loved that book. No, I stand 10 toes down on 2 stars. I should have DNF'd it. I will not continue that series. I'm sorry. I know so many people love it. It just was not the book for me. I'm sorry. No. And I think that's the same reason why I can't get into Rena Kemp books, because I've heard some of them are like that. I don't know how true it is, but I've also tried to read some Rena Kemp books, and I don't know. I'm just not a fan of her writing, I guess. But either way, The Ritual, nah. Moving on. Ooh, this one's a more recent read. We have Shield of Sparrows and Rights of the Starling. Book 1 and Book 2. Overall, yes. The issue I have with these stories is they could be like 100 pages less. They are so slow moving. The ending is worth it, but I was fighting for my life through those books. Both of them. They took so long to read. Worth it at the same time though. So I'm gonna say yes if you really, really, really want to read it, but if you're on the fence, I'm gonna say maybe. It was so slow. The ending was worth it though. That's the only reason I say maybe. I totally forgot I had this on here. It is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is the story that takes place directly before the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and everybody says like you should read Caraval before you read Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I've heard so many people say that they absolutely hated Caraval and then they absolutely loved Once Upon a Broken Heart too. I loved Caraval, and I read it reverse. I didn't know Caraval was the thing until after I had read Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I went down that whole rabbit hole on Booktok. But overall, I liked both the series, so Caraval is a yes for me, and I actually have the first one right here. I just need the other ones. 14. This one is such a popular Booktok book, Quicksilver. Yes, deserved all the hype. Have I read Brimstone yet? No, but I have the audiobook. But I really want to immersive read it, so I need to get a physical copy. And, oh my gosh, on Amazon, they finally put the cover up for Brimstone of the paperback, and I'm so getting it. I'm getting it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm so hyped about it. Quicksilver, absolutely. It is a god tier read for me. Yes. Twisted series by Anna Wong is next, and absolutely yes. Overall, once again, a god tier series for me. My favorite is Twisted Hate, and I know that's a controversial take, but Josh Chen, yes. 10 toes down for that man. He's also in my top 10 book boyfriends, but I love that book, and I love that series, so overall, yes. We got another Josh, and that's Josh from Lights Out. Absolutely. Once again, that book deserves the hype that it gets. The audiobook puts it over the top. Like, if you are an audiobook girly, you need to listen to Lights Out. Absolutely, yes. The rest of the series, though, dead to me. Don't talk to me about it. Lights Out is the only one I claim. 17. Phantasma. Have I read Enchanter yet? No. That's none of my business. Phantasma, though. Blackwell? He's a phantom. Do I need to say any more? Yes. Once again, Phantasma also deserves the hype that it's been getting, and if you haven't read it yet, you really should. It is, once again, a god tier read for me. Most of these are god tier reads for me, and I don't care if that makes me basic, but Phantasma, yes. Next, we have the Hallows Road trilogy by Trisha Wolfe, and I don't know if this is technically per se like a popular Booktok book, but I've seen some bigger creators talk about it, and that's what influenced me to read it. Yes, both of them, psychotic. Absolutely devoured each and every book to the point where I made my mom and my sister both read my annotated books, and they are obsessed with it just as much as I am. Yes, 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 10 toes down for that man. I need to do a reread of it. Okay, we made it to the final one. The final series on this list is the Souls Trilogy by Harley LeBrew. Yes. So what's so cool about the Souls Trilogy is each book follows its own couple, but each book takes place at the same time as every other book. Not only do you get the perspective of what's happening from just one person or maybe two people, no, you get the full whole story, and it was so good. There's not a day that I don't go by thinking about that trilogy. Absolutely, yes. That's all I gotta say. Those are all the popular Booktok books that I've read so far. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of them. Overall, I think I've curated my For You page enough on Booktok to where I get recommendations that more than likely I'm going to love them, and I'm pretty good about being like, hey, you know, this really doesn't sound like something I'd be into. Let's maybe not push it. So it's just learning what you know you like and learning what you don't. And overall, Booktok has some pretty good books out there, at least in my opinion. I know not everybody thinks that, but I've had good luck. You can follow me on all my other socials. I not only have TikTok, but I also post on Instagram. I'm starting to be more active over on my Instagram because TikTok just hasn't been it lately. Make sure to go check out my other pages for more daily updates and life things. And thank you, besties, for hanging out with me. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the little notification bell. And I love you, besties, and I'll catch you in the next one. Happy reading. Love you. Bye.